Hey guys, and welcome back to EQ Planes, and today I'll be unboxing the brand new Freddie Mercury 787 with Norwegian Airlines from NG Models. Now let's start by taking a look at the box. Right here you can see Freddie Mercury, and then here you have the pretty typical Norwegian box for NG Models. Now definitely glad NG Models made this model. I picked this up because not only did I want a Norwegian model just kind of for just almost as a memento now that the airline is sized down so much, but Queen is definitely one of my favorite rock bands, so I figured it'd be fitting to get the Freddie Mercury model, like the Rolling Stones, like Queen, like really any classic rock band. So this was definitely a model I had to pick up. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at the model. So now let's take a closer look at this Norwegian Airlines Freddie Mercury 787. So now starting at the front, you have the red nose that is present on all of Norwegian's aircraft. Definitely a good look. We actually have some ex-Norwegian airplanes flying for Lynx Air right now, so definitely an interesting livery and something I'm a big fan of. Here you have the blue stripe here and the Norwegian titles down on the bottom. This 787 has Rolls-Royce engines on it, and you can also notice you have a different colored cowling back here and some interesting markings on the wings that I haven't seen on any of my other 787s I've got. So yeah, definitely interesting. And then here you have the Norwegian titles once again on the back here. This aircraft is registered Lima November Lima November Romeo. Now, I believe this aircraft is with Norse Airlines now, and I think it's chartering for Air Europa. Now, let's take a look at the tail, which is the reason I bought this aircraft, really. Because like I said, as I stated earlier, Queen, definitely one of my favorite bands. Freddie Mercury, great frontman for them. Some of my other bands I like, Rolling Stones, anything classic rock, like I mentioned. So if they ever come out with the Rolling Stones tour plane, or maybe any of the other rock tour planes that have been around, I'll definitely be picking up that. However, I don't think they're likely to release that. Now, here you have the photo on the tail. You have the red stripe blue there. Now, they've put lots of different figures on their tails in the past. I know they've had Mark Twain, Benjamin Franklin, among other people, but I think this could be the only singer that they have on the tails, or at least the only rock singer that I am aware of that is on the tails. But yeah, definitely a good-looking model. I'd highly recommend this model if you're looking for Norwegian aircraft. Now, unfortunately, their 787s are retired right now, but if you'd like this as a retro model, definitely a good pick. And if you're a fan of Queen or classic rock or anything like that, this will also be definitely a good pick up. I know NG Models just released this on the 737. However, unless you're doing European airport updates where you want currently active Norwegian aircraft, the 787's better because you'll have a larger picture on the tail. But yeah, definitely glad to add this to my collection. I'm going to give this model a solid 10 out of 10. NG Models 787 mold is pretty much perfect, so I'd definitely give it a 10. The only thing where I can see is almost see a little bit of a pretty rough seam on the engine cowling there, but other than that, I think it's perfect. So I'm going to give this mold a 10 out of 10, and I'm going to give this livery a 10 out of 10 too. They've done a really good job on the color scheme. It looks a little bit dark on camera, but I just need some improved lighting in this area, but it looks very good in real life. The markings are done really well, and they've done a good job with the Freddie Mercury on the tail. So yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and hope to see you guys back next time.